Welcome, everybody, to another Peace Seekers episode where we are reading through the Apocrypha, starting with the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. If you're coming back for the fourth reading, I hope you're enjoying the series so far. We're going to get into it pretty quickly, and we'll do the reading, and then here at the end of the reading we will get into a brief discussion. I'll give you some of my thoughts about it. And so with this, it's a reading and a quick discussion. I will be posting, I'll go ahead and do that right now. I will be posting in both of the chats where I'm reading along, so if you're interested in reading along with me, I'll go ahead and give that for you, and you can read as I read as well. And so this isn't really a teaching on it. I have never read the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs, but other people that I trust and love to fellowship with have read these books and have gleaned information from them. And so far, 3 out of 3. I have done the same, and so I would like to eventually go back and do maybe a little more intense, breaking up the chapters instead of just reading them through and hitting on some topics that kind of came to mind as I was reading through them. But that's for later on the road. For right now, this series is just reading it, brief discussion, and it's kind of starting off the week right. So hope you're excited. We are using sacred texts. I really highly suggest this website. It has all the Apocrypha and lots of great content in here, so definitely check it out. Of course, it has other religion and other cultures' writings, but I think it's a great resource for the Apocrypha as it's not readily available within the American 66 canon. So, so this is where we're using. We'll go ahead and get into it and start reading along. So I hope y'all are excited as I am. And make sure everything is good. Let's get rid of this so it's just not in the screen. Bear with me, everyone. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Here, then come over here. Just get this off the screen. There we go. Sweet. Alrighty, let's get into it. The Testament of Judah, the fourth son of Jacob and Leah. Chapter 1. Judah, the fourth son of Jacob and Leah. He is the giant athlete warrior. He recounts his heroic deeds. He runs so fast that he can outstrip a hind. Not really sure what that is, but let's keep going. All right, the copy of Judah's. I gotta have my mouse over here. Sorry, it's confusing because I'm seeing my mouse, but I don't want to see my mouse. Okay, there we go. And do I still have it? No, I don't. Dang it. Okay, it's gonna have to be over here. Apologize. All right. The copy of the words of Judah, what things he spake to his sons before he died. They gathered themselves together, therefore, and came to him. And he said to them, Hearken, my children, to Judah your father. I was the fourth son born to my father Jacob, and Leah my mother named me Judah, saying, I give thanks to the Lord, because he hath given me a fourth son also. I was swift in my youth, and obedient to my father in everything. And I honored my mother and my mother's sister. And it came to pass, when I became a man, that my father blessed me, saying, Thou shalt be a king, prospering in all things. And the Lord showed me favor in all my works, both in the field and in my house. I know that I raced a hind, and I caught it, and prepared the meat for my father, and he did eat. And the roes I used to master in the chase, and overtake all that was in the plains. A wild mare I overtook, and I caught it and tamed it. I slew a lion and plucked a kid out of its mouth. I took a bear by its paw and hurled it down the cliff, and it was crushed. I outran the wild boar, and seizing it as I ran, I tore it in sunder. A leopard in Hebron leapt upon my dog, and I caught it by the tail, and I hurled it on the rocks, and it was broken in twine. I found a wild ox feeding in the field, and seizing it by the horns, and whirling it around and stunning it, I cast it from me and slew it. And when the 2 kings of the Canaanites came sheathed in armor against our flocks, and much people with them, single-handedly I rushed upon the king of Hazor, and smote him on the greaves, and dragged him down, and so I slew him. And the other, the king of Tapah, as he sat upon his horse, I slew him, and so I scattered all his people. Anchor, the king, a man of giant stature, I found hurling javelins before and behind as he sat on horseback. And I took up a stone of 60-pound weight, and hurled it, and smote his horse, and killed it. And I fought with his others for 2 hours, and I clave his shield in twain, and I chopped off his feet, and killed him. And I was stripping off his breastplate. Behold, 9 men, his companions, began to fight with me. And I wound my garment of my hand, and I slung stones at them, and killed 4 of them, and the rest fled. And Jacob my father slew Bishlath, king of all the kings, a giant in strength, 12 cubits high. And fear fell upon them, and they ceased warring against us. Therefore my father was free from anxiety in the wars when I was with my brethren. For he saw in a vision concerning me that an angel of might followed me everywhere, that I should not be overcome. And in the south there came upon us a greater war than that in Shechem. And I joined in battle array with my brethren, and pursued 1,000 men, and slew of them 200 men and 4 kings. And I went upon the wall, and I slew 4 mighty men. And so we captured Hazor, and took all the spoils. And the next day we departed to Artan. A city strong and walled and accessible, threatening us with death. But I and Gad approached on the east side of the city, and Reuben and Levi on the west. And they that were upon the wall, thinking that we were alone, were drawn down against us. And so my brothers secretly climbed up the wall on both sides by stakes, and entered the city while the men knew it not. And we took it with the edge of the sword. And as for those who had taken refuge in the tower, we set fire to the tower, and we took both it and them. And as we were departing, the men of Tapar seized our spoils. And seeing this, we fought with them, and we slew them all, and recovered our spoil. And when I was at the waters of Kesba, the men of Jobel came against us to battle. And we fought with them and routed them, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I say that so weird. Let me take a drink of coffee while I think about how to say words and stuff. And their allies from Shiloh we slew, and we did not leave them power to come in against us. 1 second, everyone. Apologize for that. His son's come and talk to me for a second. Let's continue where we were. Okay. And we fought with them and routed them, and their allies from Shiloh we slew, and we did not leave them power to come in against us. And the men of Makar came upon us the 5th day to seize our spoil. And we attacked them, and we overcame them in fierce battle. For there was a host of mighty men against them, and we slew them before they had gone up the ascent. And when we came to the city there... 1 second, everyone. All right, let's get back into it. And the men of Makar came upon us the 5th day to seize our spoil, and we attacked them, and we overcame them in fierce battle. For there was a host of mighty men amongst them, and we slew them before they had gone up the ascent. And when we came to their city, their women rolled upon us stones from the brow of the hill, on which the city stood. And I and Simon had ourselves behind the town. Sorry, I thought that said hid. And I and Simon had ourselves behind the town, and seized upon the heights, and destroyed this city also. And the next day it was told us that the king of the city of Gash And the next day it was told us that the king of the city of Gash with a mighty host was coming against us. I, therefore, and Dan feigned ourselves to the Amorites, and as allies went into their city. And in the depth of the night our brethren came, and we opened to them the gates, and we destroyed all the men and all their substance, and we took for a prey all that was theirs, and their 3 walls were cast down. And we drew near to Taman, where was all the substance of the hostile kings. Then, being insulted by them, I was therefore wroth, and I rushed against them to the summit. And they kept slinging against me stones and darts. And had not Dan my brother aided me, they would have slain me. And we came upon them therefore with wrath, and there all fled, and passing by another, they fought my father, and he made peace with him. Daryl Kalnar, thank you for your subscription, brother. I am going to read that again, so I have that tidbit for later. We came upon them, therefore, with wrath, and they all fled. And passing by another way, they fought my father, and he made peace with them. And we did to them no hurt, and they became tributary. Okay, let me read that again. And we did to them no hurt, and they became tributary to us, and we restored to them their spoil. And I built Thaman, and my father built Pabel. I was 20 years old when this war befell, and the Canaanites feared me and my brethren. And I had much cattle, and I had for chief herdsman, I am the Adulamite. And when I went to him, I saw Parshaba, king of Adullam, and he spoke unto us, and he made us a feast. And when I was heated, he gave me his daughter Bashla to my wife. She bare me and Anan and Shelah, and two of them the Lord smote, for Shelah lived, and his children are ye. Wow. So Era and Onan was smote. So they died and weren't able to bear children. Interesting. All right, let's keep chucking along. Before I get into that, I'm going to check chat, see how everyone's doing over there. Welcome, Joy. Good to see you, sister. My lovely wife is here as well. Welcome, Robert. I hope you're doing well. Got Kyle from Aetherial Creations. Welcome, brother. Always good to have you here. Daryl, thank you for your subscription, brother. Good to see you. Srindigger requires Rebecca. Blessings to you. Glad to have you all. So hope y'all are enjoying the reading. We'll go ahead and jump over to chapter 2. I'm going to take a quick drink of some yummy coffee, and then we will get into it. And if you're interested in following along, there is a link up there in the chat. If no one's seeing anymore, let me know. I'll repost it, but I think it should still be there. Chat's not going too crazy. And then we're on chapter 2 if you'd like to follow along. So let's go ahead and keep reading. In 18 years, my father abode in peace with his brother Esau, and his sons with us. After that, we came from Mesopotamia, from Lebanon. And when 18 years were fulfilled, in the 40th year of my life, Esau, the brother of my father, came upon us with a mighty and strong people. And Jacob smote Esau with an arrow, and he was taken up wounded on Mount Seir, and as he went, he died at Anamria. No idea how to pronounce that. Aranium. And we pursued after the sons of Esau. Now they had a city with walls of iron and gates of brass, and we could not enter into it. And we encamped around and besieged it. And when they opened not to us in the 20 days, I set up a ladder in the sight of all, and with my shield upon my head, I went up, sustaining the assault of stones, upwards of 3 talents weight, and I slew 4 of their mighty men. And Reuben and Gad slew 6 others. Then they asked from us, let me start that over. I'm going to take a drink of water too. Give me 1 second, everyone. Then they asked from us terms of peace. And having taken counsel with our father, we received them as tributaries. And they gave us 500 cores of wheat, 500 baths of oil, 500 measures of wine, until the famine, when we went down into Egypt. And after these things, my son took to wife Tamar from Mesopotamia, a daughter of Aram. Now was wicked, and he was in need concerning Tamar, because she was not of the land of Canaan. And on the 3rd night, an angel of the Lord smote him. And he had not knowing her according to the evil craftiness of his mother, for he did not wish to have children by her. In the days of the wedding feast, I gave Amar to her in marriage. In the days of the wedding feast, I gave Anan to her in marriage. And he also in wickedness knew her not, though he spent with her a year. And when I threatened him, he went unto her, and he spilled the seed on the ground according to the command of his mother, and he also died through wickedness. And I wished to give Salah also to her, but his mother did not permit it, for she wrought evil against Tamar, because she was not the daughters of Canaan, and she also herself was. And I knew that the race of the Canaanites was wicked, but the impulse of the youth blinded my mind. And when I saw her pouring out wine, owning to the intoxication of wine, I was deceived, and took her, although my father had not counseled it. And while I was away, she went and took from Shelah a wife from Canaan. And when I knew what she had done, I cursed her in the anguish of my soul. And she also died through her wickedness together with her sons. And after these things, while Tamar was a widow, she heard after 2 years that I was going up to shear my sheep, and adorned herself in bridal array, and sat in the city Enaim by the gate. For it was a law of the Amorites that she who was about to marry should sit in fornication 7 days by the gate. Therefore, being drunk with wine, I did not recognize her, and her beauty deceived me, though the fashion of her and her beauty deceived me through the fashion of her adorning. And I took aside to her and said, Let me go in unto thee. And she said, What wilt thou give me? And I gave her my stuff. And she said, What wilt thou give me? And I gave her my staff, and my girdle, and my diadem of the kingdom in pledge. And I went unto her, and she conceived. And knowing what I had done, I wished to slay her. But she privy sent my pledges, and put me to shame. And when I called her, I heard also the secret words which I spoke when lying with her in my drunkenness. And I could not slay her, because it was from the Lord. For I said, Least happily she did it in subtlety, having received the pledge from another woman. But I came not again near her while I lived, because I had done this abomination in all Israel. Moreover, they who were in the city said there was no harlot in the gate, because she came from another place and sat for a while in the gate. And I thought that no one knew that I had gone into her. After this we came into Egypt to Joseph because of the famine. And I was 46 years old, and 73 years lived I in Egypt. All right, that was chapter 2. We're going on to chapter 3. I believe there's 3 or 4. I'm just going to check real quick, and then we'll jump right back. Yes, so there's 4 chapters. So we got 2 more to go. Hope y'all are enjoying it so far. And we'll keep trucking along. Again, take a couple drinks. Num num coffee. Num num water. All right. Check chat a little bit. See if we got any new ones. Nope. But still glad to see y'all here. Hope y'all are enjoying the reading. And let's keep going. Oh, let's do this real quick. If you haven't, why? Interesting. Oh, weird. Okay, not sure what's going on there. No worries. All right, let's keep going. Put this over here. And now I command you, my children, hearken. Chapter 3. And now I command you, my children, hearken to Judah your father, and keep my sayings to perform all the ordinances of the Lord, and to obey the commands of God. And walk not after your lusts, nor in the imaginations of your thoughts in haughtiness of heart. And glory not in the deeds and the strengths of your youth, for this also is evil in the eyes of the Lord. Since I also glorified that in wars no commonly woman's face ever enticed me, and reproved Reuben my brother concerning Bahal, the wife of my father. The spirits of jealousy and of fornication arrayed themselves against me, until I lay with Bashla the Canaanite, and Tamar, who was espoused to my sons. For I said to my father-in-law, I will take counsel with my father, and so will I take thy daughter. And he was unwilling, but he showed me a boundless store of gold in his daughter's behalf, for B was a king. And he adorned her with gold and pearls, and caused her to pour out wine for us at the feast with the beauty of women. And the wine turned aside my eyes, and pleasure blinded my heart. And I became enamored of, and I lay with her, and transgressed the commandment of the Lord, and the commandment of my fathers. And I took her to wife. And the Lord rewarded me according to the imagination of my heart, inasmuch as I had no joy in her children. And now, my children, I say unto you, be not drunk with wine, for wine turneth the mind away from the truth, and inspires the passion of lust, and leadeth the eyes into error. For the spirit of fornication hath wine as a minister to give pleasure to the mind. For these two also take away the mind of man. For if a man drink wine to drunkenness, it disturbeth the mind with filthy thoughts leading to fornication, and heateth the body to carnal union. And if the occasion of lust be present, he worketh the sin, and is not ashamed. Such is the inebriated man, my children, for he who is drunken revereth no man. For lo, it made me also to err, so that I was not ashamed of the multitude in the city, and that before the eyes of all I turned aside unto Tamar, and I wrought a great sin, and I uncovered the covering of my father, and I uncovered the covering of my son's shame. After I had drunken wine, I reverenced not the commandment of God, and I took a woman of Canaan to wife. For much discretion, for much discretion needeth the man who drinketh the wine, my children. And herein is discretion in drinking wine. A man may drink so long as he preserveth modesty. But if he go beyond this limit, the spirit of deceit attacketh his mind, and maketh the drunkard to talk filthy, and to transgress, and to not be ashamed, but even to glory in his shame, and to account himself honorable. He that committeth fornication is not aware when he suffers loss, and is not ashamed when put to dishonor. For even though a man be a king and commit fornication, he is stripped of his kingship by becoming the slave of fornication, as I myself also suffered. For I gave my staff, that is, the stay of my tribe, and my girdle, that is, my power, and my diadem, that is, the glory of my kingdom. And indeed I repented of these things. Wine and flesh I eat not until my old age, nor did I behold any joy. And the angel of God showed me that forever do women bear rule over king and beggar alike. And from the king that take away his glory, and from the valiant man his might, and from the beggar even that little which is the stay of his poverty. Wow, totally destroyed that. Gonna try that again. And from the king they take away his glory, and from the valiant man his might, and from the beggar even that little which is the stay of his poverty. Observe therefore, my children, the right limit in wine. For there are in it 4 evil spirits, of lust, of hot desire, of profligacy. I gotta have to pause, everybody. Take a second. I gotta figure out how to say this word. All right, let's say it together. Profligacy. That's such a weird word. Okay, one more time. Profligacy. It's a tongue twister indeed. Okay. Observe there, my children, the right limit in wine. For there are in it 4 evil spirits, of lust, of hot desire, of profligacy, of filthy liquor. If ye drink wines in gladness, be ye modest in the fear of God. For if in your gladness the fear of God departeth, then drunkenness arises, and shamelessness stealtheth in. But if ye would live soberly, do not touch wine at all, lest ye sin in words of outrage, and in the fightings and slanders, and transgressions of the commandment of God, and ye perish before your time. Moreover, wine revealeth the mystery of God and men, even I'm going to take a couple drinks, apologize, kind of long. Alrighty. And that was 20. Okay, 28. Moreover, wine revealeth the mysteries of God and men, even as I also revealed the commandments of God and the mysteries of Jacob my father to the Canaanish women Basua, which God bade me not to reveal. And wine is a cause both of war and confusion. And now I command you, my children, not to love money, nor to gaze upon the beauty of women, because for the sake of money and beauty I was led astray to Bathsheba the Canaanite. For I know that because of these two things shall my race fall into wickedness. For even wise men among my sons shall they mar, and shall cause the kingdom of Judah to be diminished, which the Lord gave me because of my obedience to my father. For I never caused grief to Jacob my father, for all the things whatsoever he commanded I did. And Isaac the father of my father blessed me to be king in Israel. And Jacob further blessed me in like manner. And I know that from me shall the kingdom be established. And I know what evils ye will do in the last days. Beware therefore, my children, of fornication and the love of money, and hearken to Judah your father. For these things withdraw you from the law of God, and blind the inclination of the soul, and teach arrogance, and suffer not a man to have compassion upon his neighbor. They rob his soul of all goodness, and oppress him with toils and troubles, and drive away sleep from him, and devour his flesh. And he hindereth the sacrifices of God, and he remembered not the blessings of God. He hearkeneth not to a prophet when he spaketh, and resenteth the words of godlessness. For he is a slave to two contrary passions, and cannot obey God, because they have blinded his soul, and he walketh in day as in the night. My children, the love of money leadeth to idolatry, because when led astray through money, men name as gods those who are not gods, and it causes him who hath it to fall into madness. For the sake of money I lost my children, and had not my repentance, and my humiliation, and the prayers of my father been accepted, I should have died childless. For the sake of money I lost my children, and had not my repentance, and my humiliation, and the prayers of my father been accepted, I should have died childless. But the God of my fathers had mercy on me, because I did it in ignorance. But the God of my fathers had mercy on me, because I had did it in ignorance. And the prince of deceit blinded me, and I sinned as a man and as flesh, being corrupted through sins. And I learnt my own weakness while thinking myself invincible. Know therefore, my children, that two spirits wait upon man, the spirit of truth and the spirit of deceit. And in the midst is the spirit of understanding of the mind, to which it belongeth to turn whithersoever it will. And the works of truth and the works of deceit are written upon the hearts of men, and each one of them the Lord knoweth. And there is no time at which the works of men can be hid, for on the heart itself have they been written down before the Lord. And the Spirit of truth testifieth all things, and accuseth all. And the sinner is burnt up by his own heart, and cannot raise his face to the judge. Whoo, buddy, that is some thick gravy. So I hope you have some dry biscuits, because wowzers. All right, let's finish up this reading with chapter 4 of the book of Judah. Chapter 4. And now, my children, I command you, love Levi, that ye may abide, and exalt not yourselves against him, lest ye be utterly destroyed. For to me the Lord gave the kingdom, and to him the priesthood, and he set the kingdom beneath the priesthood. To me he gave the things upon the earth, to him the things in heaven. Oh, let me read that again about the little burp. To me he gave the things upon the earth, to him the things in the heavens. As the heavens is higher than the earth, so is the priesthood of God higher than the earthly kingdom, unless it falls away through sin from the Lord and is dominated by the earthly kingdom. For the angel of the Lord said unto me, the Lord choose him rather than thee, to draw near to him, and to eat of his table, and to offer him the first fruit of the choice things of the sons of Israel. But thou shalt be the king of Jacob, and thou shalt be amongst them as the sea. For as on the sea just and unjust are tossed about, some taken into captivity, while some are enriched, so also shall be every race of men be in thee. So some shall be impoverished, being taken captive, and others grow rich by plundering the possession of others. For the kings shall be as sea monsters. They shall swallow men like fishes. The sons and daughters of free men shall they enslave. Houses, lands, flocks, money shall be thy plunder. And with the flesh of many shall they wrongfully feed the ravens and the cranes. And they shall advance in evil, in contentious upliftedness. And they shall be false prophets like tempests, and they shall persecute all righteous men. And the Lord shall bring upon them divisions one against another. And there shall be continual wars in Israel, and among men of another race shall. Oh wow. And they shall be oh my gosh. So tongue twisted. I don't know why. And there shall be continual wars in Israel. And among men of another race shall my kingdom be brought to an end, until the salvation of Israel shall come, until the appearing of God of righteousness, that Jacob and all the Gentiles may rest in peace. And he shall guard the might of my kingdom forever. For the Lord aware to me with an oath that he would not destroy the kingdom from my seed forever. Now I have much grief, my children, because of your lewdness and witchcrafts and idolatries which ye shall practice against the kingdom, following them that have familiar spirits, diviners, and demons of error. Ye shall make your daughters singing girls and harlots, and ye shall mingle in the abomination of the Gentiles. For which things sake the Lord bring upon your famine For which things sake the Lord shall bring upon you famine and pestilence, death and the sword, belingering by enemies and rivalings of friends, the slaughter of children, the rape of wives, the plundering of possessions, the burning of the temple of God, the laying waste of the land, the enslavement of yourselves among the Gentiles. And they shall make some of you eunuchs for their wives, until the Lord visit you, when with perfect heart ye repent and walk in all his commandments, and he bring you up from the until the Lord visits you, when with perfect heart ye repent and walk in all his commandments, and he bring you up from the captivity among the Gentiles. And after these things shall a star arise to you from Jacob in peace. And a man shall arise from my seed like the Son of righteousness, walking with the sons of men in meekness and righteousness. And no sin shall be found in him. Ooh, goosebumps. I don't know if y'all are feeling that too. And the heavens shall be opened unto him to pour out the Spirit, even the blessings of the Holy Father. And he shall pour out the Spirit of grace upon you. And ye shall be unto him sons in truth. And ye shall walk in his commandments first and last. Then shall the Then shall the scepter of my kingdom shine forth, and from your root shall arise a stem, and from it shall grow a rod of righteousness to the Gentiles, to judge and to save all that call upon the Lord. And after these things shall Abraham and Isaac and Jacob arise unto life, and I and my brethren shall be chiefs of the tribes of Israel. Levi first, I the second, Joseph third, Benjamin fourth, Simon fifth, Issachar sixth, and so all in order. And the Lord bless Levi, and the angel of the presence me, and the powers of glory Simon, the heaven Reuben, the earth Issachar, the seas Zebulun, the mountains Joseph, the tabernacle Benjamin, the luminaries Dan, Eden Naphtali, the sun Gad, the moon Asher. And ye shall be the people of the Lord, and have one tongue. And there shall be there no spirit of deceit of Balaam, for he shall be cast into the fire forever. And they who have died in grief shall arise in joy, and they who were poor for the Lord's. Oh my gosh. This is so good though. My lips are kind of getting numb, like because of the goosebumps. So I hope y'all are feeling it too. And they who have died in grief shall arise in joy, and they who were poor for the Lord's. Oh my God. Oh, Lanta. Okay. And they who had died in grief shall arise in joy. And they who were poor for the Lord's sake shall be made rich. And they who were put to death for the Lord's sake shall awake to life. And the hearts of Jacob's run in joyfulness, and the eagles of Israel shall fly in gladness. And all the people shall glorify the Lord forever. Observe therefore, my children, all the law of the Lord. For there is hope for all them who hold fast unto his ways. And he said to me, behold, I die before your eyes this day 119 years old. Let no one bury me in costly apparel, nor tear upon my boughs. For this shall they who are kings do, and carry me up to the Hebron with you. And Judah, when he had said these things, fell asleep, and his sons did according to all whatsoever he commanded them. And they buried him in Hebron with his fathers. Whew, gosh, guys. My lips are tingling. I totally got so much feels from that one. Oh, man, there's so much. Something I want to look into real quick. It's totally a kind of side topic. It has nothing, well, obviously it's from this chapter, but I'm gonna look something up because I believe that shows that's Joshua. What is that Joshua where he stop the sun? want to read that real quick, because 10. It's Joshua 10. Okay, right up here. A Gibeon. Valley of Ajalon. I was just what I kind of my mind had kind of thought about, just to kind of talk it out, is it just said here the sun Gad and the moon Asher, and like my mind thought Valley of Asher over Gad, but nope. So that was just a random thing I wanted to do real quick before it lost my mind. But oh my gosh, like this was so beautiful, guys. Like, oh my gosh, all the different parts, his upfrontness about, you know, what he did in his youth, and talking about it, and how like he grew pride from that, how he struggled with, you know, all the different aspects of his life with, you know, the fornication and the drunkenness and the, you know, the love of money. And, you know, man, how sobering would it be, right, for a man to be telling his children like all these beautiful things. It kind of reminds me of, you know, like the Israelites, the Hebrews coming out of Egypt, and now how they had saw all those beautiful, you know, miracles of the Father, but how quickly they turned to, you know, a golden calf. And it's kind of, I feel that same kind of way here, because his sons are all gathered around him, and he's revealing so much gravy and so much truth, and really letting them know, like, hey guys, like I'm telling you because this is very important. But knowing, like, just knowing and what he saw and what he knew, what was going to become of his kingdom, but yet, you know, him being obedient to the Father, revealing to this to his sons, saying, hey, y'all are going to fall away. Y'all sons, the people here, y'all aren't going to hearken to my words, and y'all are going to bring destruction, and y'all are going to do much evil in this, you know, in this world. And we get it right here, you know, what kind of men these people are, what they do. But we also, with all of this, you know, I always love this about Scripture, is even the harshness, even the you know, just the matter of fact, this is what it is, and this is the consequences of your actions, you know. And he straight says it in multiple, you know, places, like, hey, if you do these things, your mind's gonna be attacked, your body's gonna be attacked, your sleep is gonna be attacked. And you know, Judah here had to, you know, he said he didn't eat meat or drink of flesh for a long time till he was old, because he realized how evil the things he had done. And so very beautiful that the Father always ends it with this beautiful promise, right? That the evil one, we're not going to have to worry about no spirit of deceit. That's gone. We're not, you know, those who had died in grief, they're going to wake up in joy. And those who died, who were poor, they're going to be made rich. And those who were put to death, they're going to awaken to life. And there's just this right here, 32. And the hearts of Jacob shall run in joyfulness, and the eagles of Israel shall fly in gladness. And all the people shall glorify the Lord forever. Amen. And he sums it up like, you want to partake in that? You want this? Well, then observe, therefore, my children, all the law of the Lord, for there is hope for all them who hold fast unto his ways. There is hope. That's okay. Beautiful. But can we all, like, guys, like, I didn't know about, like, so many people have been telling me about, you know, the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs, but guys, like this, okay, I get that there's dissenters out there, but even if I was a dissenter and I read this, I'd be like, well, right, let me find it. I think it was in 3. It might have been so packed that it was in, it may be 4. Where does it say, like, maybe it is. I think it is 4. And I just went too far. But where he was talking about, oh yeah, right here. Where is it? I just saw it. Or did I not? Oh, I apologize, guys. There's 4 chapters and I read it all. Maybe I need to start taking notes. Where is this? Oh yeah, this part right here. Oh my gosh, it totally gave me the feels. Then and ye shall be unto him sons in... Oh, right here. Let me go up again. After these things shall a star arise to you from Jacob in peace, and a man shall arise from my seed like the sun of righteousness, walking with the sons of men in meekness and righteousness, and no sin shall be found in him. Who is that? Who could that possibly be? And the heaven shall be opened unto him to pour out the Spirit, even the blessing of the Holy Father, and he shall pour out the Spirit of grace upon you. And ye shall be unto him sons in truth, and ye shall walk in his commandments first and last. Oh my God. Who is that talking about? None other than our, beautiful Messiah, our HaKamashiach, Yeshua, and Jesus, for, in English, I guess. But oh my gosh, that was so beautiful. And, I really liked where, a lot of this, I don't know if y'all caught on, but there's a portion of that where it's literally the angel talking. I think it was 2. Yeah, 2. And it's, where does it say that? It says like the, maybe it was 2. Maybe it was, oh, I'm on 3. No wonder why. Oh, no, this is all him. Well, wherever it was, I think it was 2 or 3 where the angel starts talking and he's basically, giving him all this information. I don't remember where that was. But oh my gosh, that was so good, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Let me pull something up. I don't know if you're still... Okay, he was here, he left. I apologize, Curtis, if you wanted to join for the discussion. Don't see any chat, but bring that back up. And this. So yeah, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed that reading. I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts in the comments below. I am almost done. In the comments below, I am almost done with the next 4 stream schedule. So that'll be the next 4 episodes, as well as the 4 new readings of the 12 Testaments of the 12 Patriarchs. That will be coming out in just a little bit. Just wrapping up a couple more things. We'll get that out so y'all can see what's coming up and kind of plan ahead. Love for y'all to join the conversations if you do so, please. I really hope y'all... let me get rid of this. I really do hope y'all enjoyed the reading, and I certainly did. And so we'll call it a day. And hope y'all's rest of y'all's week is beautiful. And I'll see y'all next week on Saturday. And have a good day, everybody. Until next time, remember that the Father loved you first. Shalom.
It's your glory, conceal the mystery. You give us the honor to search a matter out. You raise up a standard to beat back our enemy. You establish this realm, and like a scroll you spread it out. Dig deep, search it out. Dig deep, fill up your